People don't always like when I say what's up, guys, so instead of an introduction, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and babble nervously. So the Verizon MiFi 2200 really is a very cool device. For those of you that may be not familiar with it, you haven't seen some of my prior videos, let me recap what this does, and there's a Sprint version of this as well. It takes Verizon's EVDO Rev A network, so their 3G network essentially, sucks it in, kicks it out as a Wi-Fi signal that up to 5 people can connect to. So it lets you use Verizon's Wi-Fi signal really wherever you are. So let's talk about some of the positives of the device. It is really small and very pocketable. It's about the size of 8 credit cards stacked, which is quite nice. You could very easily slide this in your backpack, your purse, your back pocket, your man purse, wherever you want, and it's not going to take up that much room. Battery life is relatively strong at 4 hours using an 1150 milliamp hour battery. It's nothing huge, but it does have a micro USB port, so you can plug this into a computer and actually let it charge while it's working, which is quite nice. I've also been very impressed with Verizon Wireless's data speeds. I ran a speed test last week, sort of showing how quick things were, and pages loaded very fast. It was quite impressive. Certainly for everyday browsing and emailing, this is going to be almost as fast as your regular broadband speeds. Even if your megabits per second are crazy faster or crazy slower, you know, when you're just looking at a website, you know, CNN, whatever it is that you're looking at, keep waving this thing around, it's going to load very fast. It's quick enough even for some mobile gaming if you want to use this for Xbox Live or the PlayStation Network or whatever the Nintendo calls their thing. This can actually work for it. Some of the downsides of the device itself. I wish it had a battery indicator. I have no idea how much battery is left on here without an external screen to sort of show it, or a button that you push with some LED lights. I got no way of telling when the battery is going to die. The thing will just die. It's got a light that blinks when it lets you know it's connected, but other than that, that's about it for external indicators. I definitely wish that I could sort of tell what the battery life was. As far as the device itself goes, that's really the only negative that I have with it. It does exactly what you'd expect it to do, exactly as advertised. So let's talk about some of the plans and the things that you need to get with this. Well, you can buy this on contract, meaning you're paying less and you're signing a 2-year contract. So I think of it as essentially just a cell phone. Same concept applies. You can sign a contract, pay a subsidized lower price, and you're stuck into a 1 or 2 year contract with set rates each month. In the MiFi's case, you can get 5 gigs, and it's not 5 gigs of storage space, it's 5 gigs of bandwidth. So it's 5 gigs up or down per month for $60, or for $40 per month, you can get 250 megabytes, which is totally crazy. If you get the 250 megabytes, and you go over, which you definitely will, you're going to be paying 10 cents per megabyte over, which is huge. If you get the $60 5 gig plan, you're only paying 5 cents per megabyte over. So people say, you know, 5 gigs, that's not going to be enough, it's not going to be enough. If you're doing just regular browsing, it's going to be plenty. 5 gigs is actually almost the equivalent of 8 hours of video streaming. So if you're going to, and that's straight video streaming for 8 straight hours, that'll take up your 5. But if you're just doing emailing, some picture downloading, even some YouTube video watching, you're going to be fine and not going to come close to hitting that threshold. I'm very animated with my hands today. You're not going to come close to hitting that threshold. $60 is definitely a little bit on the expensive side, but you are getting, well, a nice wireless internet anywhere you go. So people are always asking, at least they've been asking me, what's the advantage of the MiFi over a USB dongle or something that I can plug into my computer? Well, the advantages are actually quite numerous. Let me tell you what they are. First, no USB port. If you're using a MacBook Air or a netbook or a device with a few USB ports, those are precious. So this doesn't take one. The next really big point of it is you can share it with your friends. If you're a college student, for example, and you're out at the library and they don't have internet there, you can share this with 5 people and you can encrypt it, and you get full sort of router maintenance online that you would with any other router, whether it's an Airport Extreme, a Linksys, a Netgear, a whatever weird OEM you might have. You get all the same options with the MiFi. So it's quite handy in that regard. In addition, one of the things that I mentioned in a previous video, you can use your iPhone or another phone essentially on Verizon's network. Since this is just Wi-Fi, suck it in their EVDO Rev A network. You can use Skype or another client in conjunction with call forwarding, and you never really have to go through AT&T or whatever your other carrier is. If you're with Sprint, you don't want to go through them, or you're with T-Mobile, you don't want to go with them. It really is a nice option. You can use it with more than just a computer with the USB port. You can use it with anything. I've been thrilled with the MiFi. Most of the things that I get, I used to review and then I send back. This I bought, and I was quite happy to buy it. Now, I bought it, going back to the whole contract thing, I bought this without a contract. So I paid about $260 for it, but I can stop my $60 a month plan whenever I like. I can put it on hold. Essentially, if I say, you know what, I'm not using it, I'm not going to be traveling for a while, I can put it on hold, and if I'm going on vacation or going somewhere where I'm going to need it, call Verizon up, say, hey, I want you to turn it on, and then I start paying my plan again. So I get a lot more freedom than I would if I took the subsidy. With a device like this that runs you $260, I really can't see why you would take the contract. In the long run, it's going to cost you much, much, much more. You end up saving about $110 total if you do the contract, and you're stuck with 2 years. You don't have the flexibility to stop service, suspend service, and Verizon's in the process of putting out a 4G network, which will certainly come out within that 2-year contract. So if that comes out, all I got to do is put this bad boy on Craigslist or eBay, pick up the 4G version. I don't have to worry about any early termination fees. It's quite nice and is a really, I think, affordable way to go. So if I decide that I'm not using it for a while, I'm just going to suspend it. And if I need it again, call Verizon up, and I'm good to go. On a 1 to 5 scale, I highly recommend the Verizon Wireless MiFi, and I give it a very strong 5. It does exactly what's advertised, and it does it extremely well. I can't speak for the Sprint version, but it's made by the same company, and I would assume that if you get good Sprint service, your experience will be just as positive. So guys, hope you enjoyed my sort of ramblings on the MiFi. If you want some more information, you can check out VerizonWireless.com or Sprint.com if you want the Sprint version. Same thing, there is not a version currently out for AT&T or T-Mobile, so nothing on the GSM side. For exclusive content, check me out at Twitter, twitter.com/John4Lakers. And if you want to learn more about Techno Buffalo, quite obviously check out technobuffalo.com. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.